जाने दो, मैंने कुछ गलत नहीं करा. And literally, I wasn't drunk, I wasn't doing anything wrong. But he said, नहीं कर जाओ. And I didn't want to get into a fight. I said, okay. I said, मेरे पास 500 का नोट है, मैं आपको दे देता हूँ. प्लस आप प्लीज़ मेरे को 200 रुपये वापस दे दो, मेरे को 24/7 से डिनर खाना है. And he said, अच्छा ठीक है. And I took out a 100 rupee note instead of a 100 rupee note. I said, ये लो. And I nodded. And I said, 200 दे दो. I did that. So he, without looking, he just kept 100 rupees in his pocket, gave me 200. So in the middle of the night, I practically took 100 rupees from a cop. I'm Karan, or Karan Singh Magic, as some of you will know me. I am a psychological illusionist. I know that sounds slightly fancy. I mix modern magic with traditional psychology, and I mix the two to give the illusion that I can read minds. That's who I am, and this is going to be my story. My acts primarily are based on how people are very similar. I think everyone would go out and say I'm unique. Nobody goes out and say, oh, I'm like everybody else. Everyone has this thing, oh, I'm unique, I'm different from everyone, which is probably the most similar trait about everyone in the world. Nobody is unique, everyone's the same. So I base my acts on that, which is why the reactions are also to some level very similar. But whether it be you're shocked, whether it be you're scared, whether it be that you're spooked, whether you have goosebumps, whether you're trying to figure out how something gets done, at the heart of everything is that you're entertained. And as long as you're entertained, I think my job's done. So, yeah. I filmed myself watching the videos, so I filmed my reactions to them. Then I made my friends and family see the same videos, and I saw their reactions, which were exactly the same as mine. No matter how much somebody thinks they're a good liar or they can get away with certain things, they realize that they have these expressions and these body language traits within themselves, which everyone around the world will have. And they think about that. Some people try to hide that then, but that's impossible. These are reflexes. When you get attracted to the opposite sex and you think you're in love with this person, for me it was magic. And when I started with magic, I was just doing tricks. So I pick a card, put it back, is this your card? Which became the trick. Later it went on to pick a card, keep it with yourself. What do you do for a living? So there is that. There's the glamour and there is the personalized feeling to it. And I don't think any other art form does that. Coming to how much work goes into it. A lot. But I think that's for any art form. So just standing in front of a mirror, talking, performing, swapping between those. And it's a lot of practice. Initially, when you start 15 hours a day, 16 hours a day, 10 hours a day, there'll be days, 2-3 hours a day. Then after a while, it becomes second instinct. You're watching television, you have a deck of cards in your hand, you're talking. For them, that's a 2-minute act. For you, that's 6 years of your life. And it's so much fun. It is beautiful to see in those 2 minutes, 6 years of your life just come together and somebody's expression over there. It's brilliant. It's not the trick, it's how you do it. So I think for me, what makes me unique is the connection with the audience, getting people involved. I can perform for 2 people, I can perform for 2,000 people, and I can make sure that everyone's entertained. So that person just thought of that, and instead of telling him you're thinking of Michael Caine, I stitched you up, I bended your bones, but I won't bury you. I buried enough members of the Wayne family. So you break into that, and it becomes entertaining. That was a very special moment for me. That I felt really nice. I felt very humbled. I got featured on Apple Worldwide's page, Facebook page, in a video where I mix Apple with magic. So that was good. Biggest moment for me by far is, I still remember the date, 17th of February 2012. I had gone to London to see Darren Brown perform, who's my idol. And I got to meet him backstage after the show. And I did a trick for him with about 20-25 people watching on. And after the trick, there's a video of this as well, where he says, I have absolutely no idea how you did that. And Darren Brown saying that to me was like the ground had opened up and swallowed me at that moment, because that was by far the most beautiful moment I've had. That's the only time I've had happy tears in my eyes, when I performed for him. So yeah, those two things are very, very dear to me, very close to me. So there was this thing with relatives that, don't do card tricks because negative image or whatever. Never a big fan of that. Because their first thing is, oh, you do magic, that's okay, but what do you do for a living? I get that more than anything else. I think any performing artist would get that. One of my first memories of life was when I was 3 years old. This is quite literally my first memory, what I remember of. And I've heard this quote a few times after that, but my first memory of this is my grandfather saying to me, he'd come from Pakistan, so there was this little bit of mixture of Urdu and Punjabi that he said, पुत्र जिंदगी में काम करो तो ऐसा करो कि काम को खुशी हो कि तुमने उसे किया. Which is my first memory and my life motive. He's one of my biggest influences. He's the one who wanted me to be a performer. He's never seen me perform because he died before I got a big show. But quite literally, any act that I do has a bit of him in it. So hopefully, if I ever perform for you, मैं ऐसा काम करूँगा कि काम को खुशी होगी कि मैंने उसे किया. Thank you. That's my story.